CCF family. I am Mark Soron from CCF San Pedro, and we are here with our dear Paul Tanchi for Sunday Fast Track. Now, Brother Paul, first question. In mainstream media and with influencers, we are told you determine your truth or you do you. How does this measure up against how God tells us to live?
Thanks, Mark. That's a great question. And I want to say hi also to the rest of the CCF San Pedro family. The challenge with our world today is there is a blurring of truth. In fact, you don't even know what's true. Even when it comes to the news, right? You don't know what's true news, what's fake news. But I praise God that He has given us His word because His word is truth. And because it's truth, you can now draw your sense of identity from who it is that God says you are. Because if I look within myself, I may come up with all kinds of ideas about who I am. And what I love is that God says that He desires that His joy may be in us and that our joy may be made full. So if you look at the heart of God, God gives us truth and shows us how to live life because He really wants what's best for you. He knows that you will be fully fulfilled and fully satisfied when you are living in accordance to His design for you. I go back to the manufacturer, right? God manufactured us. He made us in His image. He tells us how to live life. And when we follow Him according to His truth, the Bible, we experience fullness and joy of life, not only in this life, but more so in the life to come.
Thank you, Paul, for that very enlightening answer. And now for our second question. The world is full of labels. If you would look at people's social media bio, they would choose to identify themselves based on their label, whether it's a mother, a biker, or part of the army. What do you think should be the label on every Christian's social media account?
So I think because God made us in His image and we are His workmanship, and we're all created uniquely and different, our labels will probably all be a little bit different, but also very much the same in the sense that it's not the label per se that identifies us. The label's great, but I think God says, you will know my people if they have love for one another. And I think that should be the characteristic of how we are known in this world, to be people that love God, love others, and live lives that are pleasing to God. So whatever label God gives you, make sure you're reflecting and pointing people to Him.
That's a fantastic answer, Brother Paul. Thank you for that. And now for our last question. We've learned about our purpose. And maybe you can give us some good practices, advice, how we can ensure we don't forget our purpose. Because we live in a world right now where we can be easily influenced by media or have unrealistic expectations.
Another great question, Mark. And I think your question actually partially answers the question. You talked about influences. And we have to be, and I mentioned this in the message, but we have to be very careful what we are allowing into our minds because they will shape the purpose that we have. And the Bible tells us that apart from Jesus, apart from being connected to the vine, we can do nothing. So something that has really helped me is carving out time to spend with the Lord. And not just because it's something that I have to put on my checklist, but it's quality time. And also I'm learning to spend more quantity time during this pandemic because there's less time to travel. I actually have more time. But I find that when you give quantity time to God and are there for the relationship because you are really seeking after Him, the level of intimacy that God enables us to have with Him is different. And it helps keep me focused on what God has called me to do. And I know He'll do the same for you. So watch out for what influence you allow in and make sure you are connected to the vine and intimately abiding with Him.
We appreciate you, Brother Paul, for answering all of our questions. Thank you. And for those who are watching live, if you have any question, feel free to comment it in our stream, and our panelists might answer it on Wednesday when we talk about the message more in our webinar at 7:30 p.m. So that's it for Sunday Fast Track. Take care, everyone, and God bless you all.